briefly discuss superstition as an aspect of the distorted feminine in the self. So we often talk about distorted feminine in terms of codependent symptoms. In brief, that's like displacing the self, taking on the needs of others, carrying transference of emotional weight of others, the responsibility of others, right? So taking on the weight of others is essentially codependency. But not a lot of us talk about superstition as distorted feminine, superstition being fantasy or magical thinking. So I was talking to this great lady the other day, and she was talking about how a lot of healers she's been to say they see entities on her, right? That it's that language of dark and light are outside of the self, which comes out of Abrahamic programming, whether you grew up in religion or not, right? God and the devil are outside of the self, and now the devil is on you. It's an entity on you, right? And that's very disempowering language, and it's superstitious language. Because how does a person deal with a devil or an entity that's attached to me? What does that even mean, right? When someone's sensing a darkness or an ignorance, what they're sensing is a pathology in the psyche of a human, a wounding in the human, right? I have a false core belief about my reality. It has my body in a certain state and my mental perception in an unhealthy place because of how I was brought up. There are tools for me to go use and engage with, somatic practices, self-analysis practice, in order to reorientate that understanding, shed it, and evolve, right? Then essentially I've shed the entity. But when you talk an entity language, it doesn't help the person to understand that they have the agency to pick up the techniques and tools to go and sort out the pathology, right? And if any healer is working out there and believing in that entity magical thinking realm, it's a separationist realm to talk about the experience of the self as if ignorance or darkness and illumination or light is outside of the self. It's superstition, and it's devoid of the necessary aspect that the divine masculine gives us, which is reason and logic. You've lost stoicism and you've gone so deep into the realm of superstition, which is kind of what happened with the witch hunts. At that time, we're at an age where we've gone deep into distorted masculine individuation, but at the witch hunts, that was an age where we've gone deep into distorted feminine or superstition. Oh, she's a witch, this is real, burn her. I'm so deep in the fantasy and magical thinking, I'm going to burn a person because I believe the myth in my brain. But it's not real.